Hello there. I guess you're here because you've been told that you might have a breathing pattern disorder. Today I'll try and describe what breathing pattern disorder is by showing you 6 examples of people's breathing patterns. Then I'll signpost you to some Buteyko videos which you might find helpful to improve your breathing and to stop or reduce any symptoms you're experiencing, such as palpitations or breathlessness, or really just not feeling yourself. Let's start with a normal breathing pattern. Here's Mia resting. She's breathing gently through her nose. This is breathing in, this is breathing out, and another breath in and out. Mia is breathing gently and her breathing pattern looks like this. Her breathing is quiet, light and relaxed, exactly right for resting. The pattern is regular and I call this balanced breathing. Mia's breathing is in proportion to what she's doing. Here we see Laila. Laila is walking upstairs and her breathing has become faster and she's feeling short of breath. Her breathing pattern is looking like this. She's taken 8 breaths in the time it took for Mia to take 6 breaths. Now, of course, when you're climbing stairs, you're working harder, and so it might be expected that you'd breathe faster. Sometimes, though, our brain overcompensates and tells us to breathe even faster than we need to. And if we do this all the time, this can cause symptoms such as shortness of breath or palpitations or tingling in your fingers. We can see something else that's happened here. Laila is opening her mouth to breathe. And this is often a sign that breathing is not quite right. Let's have a look at Rick's breathing pattern. Rick is suffering with an irritating cough. He had a chest infection which has cleared, but he still has a persistent dry cough. You can see how disordered his breathing pattern is when he's coughing. He takes a big breath to cough, breathes out more than usual, and then it can be several breaths before his breathing's back to normal. Now Rick sometimes feels quite weak by the end of the day. Frequently coughing is tiring and it can result in breathing too much. Plus it's continually irritating his throat. Fast breathing and coughing can be fairly obvious signs of breathing pattern disorder, but some are more subtle. Here's Liz. Her job involves lots of talking and she has asthma. Liz's breathing pattern changes when she's speaking because when you speak, you usually breathe through your mouth. Now, this is okay for short periods of time, but mouth breathing can dry the throat and the airways and also result in breathing too much. So simply talking too much can lead to breathing problems. And if you already have a respiratory condition such as asthma, having a breathing pattern disorder on top can make things even worse. Some estimates are that over 50% of people with asthma also have breathing pattern disorder. Next we have Isla. Isla often feels anxious, and when she's feeling anxious, she finds she can't seem to breathe properly. She finds her shoulders and tummy area seems to tense up, and she notices her breathing seems to be up in her chest. Now, our bodies are designed to breathe into the lower chest area. We use a big muscle called the diaphragm. If we breathe using muscles in our upper chest instead, that can upset our breathing pattern. And the usual consequence of this is once again to be breathing too much. Finally, we have Jade. Jade has a busy job and is constantly juggling to try and keep everyone happy. She's not anxious, just super busy. And her breathing can get super busy too. Holding her breath, taking bigger than normal breaths, never stopping. That too can have its toll, and her breathing can become disordered, leading to sometimes feeling that her breathing is rushing alongside her thoughts. I've mentioned here that some breathing patterns lead to breathing too much. And you may be wondering, well, what's wrong with breathing faster or breathing more air? Surely you get more oxygen. In fact, no, you don't. Overbreathing can upset your body chemistry, and that has knock-on effects on your health. It's rather like eating. Food is essential. It supplies energy, vitamins and more, but we all know it's not healthy to eat too much. You can end up overweight, and that's bad for your health. In the same way, you don't want to breathe too much. You can end up overbreathing, and that's also bad for your health. With Buteyko, the aim is to keep your breathing balanced. Not too much, not too little. So what to do about it? Well, as ever, it's a good idea to check any symptoms with your doctor before doing anything. If your doctor gives you the okay, then just recognising your over-breathing can be helpful. If you have a habit of mouth breathing, then breathing through your nose is a good first step, because it's the nose that helps to regulate how much we breathe. There are 2 videos you might want to look at on this topic: breaking the mouth breathing habit and the 15-minute nose breathing walk. If you have a specific problem, there may be a video on that topic. For example, the stop cough exercise for persistent cough and the nose clearing exercise for rhinitis and blocked noses. To change your breathing pattern means establishing a new breathing habit, and that means regular practice to develop a new healthier pattern. And this is where Buteyko breathing sets come in, and there's a choice. The best way to learn is with the help of a Buteyko teacher, online or in person, who can assess your breathing and suggest which practices would be most useful for you. To finish, a quick note on the terminology. Over the years, many names have been used to describe ways of breathing which tend to be associated with health problems. Breathing pattern disorder is described as an umbrella term for breathing patterns where people are breathing too much. That's breathing more than the body needs. But all of the following terms tend to be used to mean the same thing: hyperventilation, dysfunctional breathing, overbreathing, and disordered breathing. Okay, I hope you now have more understanding of what breathing pattern disorder means, how it arises, and what you can do about it. Bye now.